Okay, Maxx Crosby, hear me out. I know you are a Raider, but picture this. The Dallas Cowboys will pay you half of what you're currently earning. What do you say?
Glory be Jesus Christ.
Glory forever. Welcome to Dynamo Duo Sports, the podcast where we break down the NFLs and the UFLs starting next week. Top storylines with the facts, including the fact that all trades should be made final when they are made. We shouldn't have to wait till the new league year starts. That's just my opinion. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonios.
And today we're going to be recapping the start of NFL free agency. No, we're roughly 2 weeks into it. But, better late than never. So,
it also gives us a little time to give some more recaps on other players, too.
Oh, yeah. And a good thing we wait a little bit because there was some pretty big stuff
and
that came down.
Before we get into it, though, let's talk about Maxx Crosby and the Ravens.
Yeah, more the Ravens than Maxx Crosby.
Yeah, more the Ravens. I think they should be investigated. I think they should be forced to lose one of their
first round pick.
Their first round pick this year to the Raiders. I believe
I think they should just lose the pick personally, but because the NFL has done that before, where they just take somebody's first round pick and then it's just 31 first round picks.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess
like with
fair.
The Dolphins when they were, I forget exactly. I think it's the Brian Flores situation with them, where he was like, well, they were talking about hiring people, blah blah blah, and all this different stuff.
So on.
Yeah, all that racial stuff we don't need to get into. Anyway. But also, there's been more details that have come out this week. Maxx Crosby went on a podcast and talked about how it was really weird the day he was there. So basically, he went in, got his physical done, and then basically for 5 hours, he did not see the general manager or the head coach. And then when they do see him, they're kind of like, arm's length, kind of like, and then they're like, well, one of our doctors said something about your knee, so we're getting more opinions on that. So he went away back to his hotel in Baltimore, and then his agent told him, I think they're going to back out of the deal. And that's what happened.
And I'm going to say this right now. He basically also came out and online and said that you have awakened like the Undertaker. So look out, because Maxx Crosby is probably eyeing that Defensive Player of the Year this year. And it's a great time of the year when you got a new coach. Hopefully your future franchise QB coming in, and all the trades you guys have been making are arguably top 3 team in the free agency this year so far. And yeah, so
offseason champs.
You might have just awakened prime Maxx Crosby this year. You might experience the best season he's ever had.
Yeah, so in other words, Mahomes maybe don't come back.
Maybe wait Mahomes a little while later, because you guys got one of your free agents you got was Justin Fields.
Right. But
I'm surprised you gave the Jets anything for him.
Yeah.
It's a 2027 6th round pick.
Yeah, I know. That was a little weird. But anyway, back to Maxx Crosby. So basically what the Ravens did, they got cold feet because they wanted to sign Trey Hendrickson for cheaper and they wanted to keep their first round picks. So that is exactly why, like he said, they should be investigated and at least get their pick taken away this year. So, because I don't think the NFL would ever give a pick to another team like that.
And don't get me wrong, though. I like Trey Hendrickson. I think he's great. But they should have thought of that first.
Yeah, no. If you wanted to sign Trey Hendrickson, then you should have just left Maxx Crosby.
Another funny thing is reports show, too, that Trey Hendrickson was going to go to the Indianapolis Colts. That day, he was probably going to sign with them until the Ravens gave him an offer, and he decided to go with the Ravens. You know what? This just makes me not like the Ravens even more. I've always seen the Ravens overrated, Lamar overrated. And now I really just don't want them doing well this year again. Just in spite because of what happened. There needs to be consequences.
Yeah.
So there need to be consequences, and whether that's because the NFL takes care of it now, or you just reap what you sow in the season this year. So, because another team that did well in the off season, the free agency, Steelers too. So watch out.
Yep.
Teams are building.
So, we're going to go ahead and get into our winners and losers from this free agency now. So, obviously, if you have your own opinion about Maxx Crosby and what happened with the Ravens, let us know in the comments down below. And have fun. Meme it away. I don't care. Anyway, so, start with our first winner. We got the Steelers. Speaking of. they signed Rico Dowdle at running back,
Great move.
Jamal Dean at corner from the Buccaneers,
Very good for their secondary.
and then I know trades don't technically count as free agency. They traded for Michael Pittman Jr. from the Colts after the Colts gave Alec Pierce a big contract.
Alec Pierce, little overpriced. Little.
Now, the reason, okay, look here. Well, here, look at this. The Steelers, all that was missing from their offense was a legitimate number 2 or
just another legitimate wide receiver.
Right.
And they got it.
They got it.
And
they got a legit running back, too.
Yeah, and then they also got a legit secondary player.
Yep.
Arguably a top 10 cornerback, arguably. Added to their secondary, which they need so bad. So
Yep. So now there are still some rumors that they're shopping Patrick Queen for some reason.
Honestly,
come to Dallas.
might as well.
Come to Dallas.
Patrick Queen might as well, because honestly, he hasn't been playing as well recently. And when you have Peyton Wilson, that's his name, and what's his name, Jack Sawyer from Ohio State, you're pretty set. That duo for linebackers this season, just watching this season, was good. They were great. So honestly, if you can trade Patrick Queen's a player you can get some good deals out of if you trade him. So I think they should.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go to our loser. We talked about him, the Colts. So here's everything that bad that happened. Okay, because nothing really good actually happened when you think about it. So first they traded away Michael Pittman Jr. and then they paid Alec Pierce a little too much money for my taste.
I like Alec Pierce.
$30 million a year.
Yeah, I like Alec Pierce, but it's $30 million. It's almost $30 million is kind of insane.
But like 5 years ago, that was a quarterback salary. And then Daniel Jones' contract. That was a head scratcher.
I know Daniel Jones did well, guys, but
he is robbing the NFL blind.
$100 million?
2 years, $100 million.
$88 million guaranteed.
Basically, you guys are stuck with Daniel Jones and watch him get injured again.
My problem with the Colts right now is they're just overpaying everybody. How are you going to afford more players if you're paying average players, starter, like top 10 players money, kind of?
My prediction
is insane.
Is that their head coach is on the hot seat going into the year just because of all the moves they made, and I don't think they're actually going to be very good.
Yeah, I don't see that. Now, there's one team who's definitely a loser, but I don't know if you put them in, but I probably... Can I give a shout-out real quick to this team?
Sure.
The Dolphins. Shout-out? Sorry, not shout-out. The call-out. The Dolphins. I think they are...
Shout-out to you, Dolphins. You're losers.
Hey. The Dolphins are getting rid of everybody.
Honestly, it's needed.
It's needed. Now, I appreciate that they're trying a whole new, fresh
Shout-out to you guys trying to be losers to improve for the future. Take two steps. Take one step back. Take 2 steps forward.
Yes.
Good job.
So I do like how... and I like how they are.
Steelers fans dream of this day.
Yeah, Steelers are really dream. Just even like a fraction of what you guys are doing, they hope for. So, but yeah, honestly, 2 years from now, the Dolphins fans hopefully will look back and appreciate what they're doing. Malik Willis, if he is actually a legitimate starting quarterback, he's young, so you can build a team around him.
Yes, and he has the elite receiving group of Tutu Atwell, Parker Washington, and Jalen Tolbert. Yeah,
so it's gonna be hard to kind of judge him this year. But if he does pretty well with what he has, yeah, that's pretty promising. So as long as he's above average, it's promise for the future, and we'll see how they go from there. But yeah, definitely the losers though of free agency because they've done nothing. I mean,
they've also traded people away. They cut to it's like they're in cap hell.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
They are.
Anyway, let's get another winner here. All the negativity, and it sucks here. Okay. Raiders.
Oh my
Even though you don't get your first round picks, you still got back Maxx Crosby, and you have built a defense. You have Nakobe Dean, linebacker, Quay Walker.
Fun fact, Nakobe Dean, Cowboys offered him the same deal as the Raiders, and he said, "Nah, I ain't going to Cowboys." So Eagles fans can be happy about that.
That's his Eagles hatred of the Cowboys affecting him. But
yeah. Honestly, I'd rather go Raiders too. I would love to play for Mendoza.
Well, you're not playing for Mendoza, but you're playing for Tom Brady. That's why you go.
Yeah, okay. That too.
Anyway, and then Quay Walker. So they got 2 legit linebackers. So their linebacking core is set. I can imagine their run defense is going to be pretty good this year.
And their defensive line is still going to be pretty set because, well, they kept Maxx Crosby now.
Now, I have no idea who else is on that defensive line, but
Who knows?
But on the offensive side, they got Tyler Linderbaum to protect Fernando Mendoza because let's not beat around the bush. They're
They're getting
getting
Mendoza.
Matt Mendoza.
What with what we've seen, they're getting Mendoza.
Yes, Ty Simpson's not an option. Dan Orlovsky.
And you know what? You know who might be available later on in the draft? You might be able to draft some of his fellow Indiana wide receivers.
Oh, you're thinking of Omar Cooper.
Yes.
If he falls out of the first round, because they'll have the first pick of the second round. If. I think
If.
Buffalo is eyeing him.
They
right
might,
now.
but there's also like 2 or 3 other wide receivers that he threw to. So I'm saying,
Yeah, but those are like
late. Yes,
further
I'm saying
away
they need to
kinda
draft
picks.
late in the draft one or two of his, or even in the free agency if someone don't get signed. You should sign them
They
just
probably
to
will
get them
call their-
on the team because the thing about quarterbacks is if they have a connection with the receiver, it's better to give them that than a above average wide receiver who people talk about.
Honestly, I kind of if there's no legit defensive player at pick 20, I want the Cowboys to take him, but they probably won't. But-
Probably won't because it's Jerry Jones. Once Jerry Jones is gone, guys, I will be the unrealistic one saying Cowboys going to Super Bowl.
And last thing, just a little icy on the cake. You got Matt Gay as a kicker.
Yeah, which
So,
which and
pretty
they're because their kicker's been inconsistent, so that's a good kicker to have, I guess.
All right, let's get another loser. Too much happiness. The Philadelphia Eagles, y'all are losers.
Now, I will say this. I agree the Eagles were losers with him. But
He actually was the one who wanted to. Put him in.
he didn't want to. I said we should because they lost so much.
They
Now-
lost their franchise quarterback, Sam Howell.
Now, I will say
I
that
just gotta give a little background to why I'm saying that. So I'm in this group. I joined this group on Facebook, and they were saying how, oh look, they found their Dak Prescott replacement. I'm like, oh, so you guys just lost your franchise quarterback.
yeah.
They should have kept
No,
him.
but they did get Andy Dalton, which is honestly better than
Oh,
Sam
your new
Howell.
franchise quarterback.
But ultimately, the thing about Eagles, they lost Jalen Phillips, they lost N'Kobe Dean, they lost Reed Blankenship to the Texans.
Yeah, you guys should really take the year off.
and then possibly you're gonna lose AJ Brown. I think there's a pretty good chance because you guys signed Hollywood Brown.
Yes.
So but you did get Woolen from the Bears, right?
Seahawks.
Seahawks, my bad. Seahawks. Bryant from the Seahawks went to the Bears. That's why I was getting confused. But yeah, the interesting thing about the Eagles, though, is even though they're the losers of the free agency so far, they still have a lot of players in their defense that they have, and it's because of their GM that they have that they can get rid of all these people. And still
can you guys
have,
just get mad
Okay.
at your GM instead of your head coach 1 year? Fire him instead.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, ultimately it's like even though they lost a lot, they still have a lot to take over at those positions. But
And
at the
Dak
same
will
time,
still throw for 300
but
yards
at
each
the
game this
same
year.
time, it's like you lost a lot of your best players on defense, and that's a concern. So
Yep.
yeah,
Where's your pass rush?
yeah, that's another big question. So
Oh well. Too bad, so sad. Move on. Panthers, big winners. Although they did pay a hefty price to be winners. Jalen Phillips, speaking of the former Philadelphia Eagle, went there for $30 million a year. And after that, I was like, oh, we're not getting Trey Hendrickson.
though Trey Anderson was worth less.
Yes, I know. That's the thing that annoys me too. But anyway. Then also got Devin Lloyd from
Really
the
good move for-
Jaguars. Really great linebacker. Also a pretty good pass rusher, apparently. And also,
Sneaky.
underrated move. They got John Mechie as a wide receiver.
And as of today, on this Wednesday, March 18th, they did sign AJ Dillon as a secondary runner back to Chuba
Ooh.
Hubbard. So good
Yeah.
move there too.
There we go. So yeah, I think John Mechie's a really good receiver. He didn't play his first
Yeah,
year.
again, the
but-
funny thing is that if anyone from the Jets goes to another team, and you'd be like, that guy actually has a lot of
He was
potential.
from the Texans originally.
I know, but the Texans didn't ever really use him. But he
Yeah.
had potential, and then his potential went to the Jets, and now he's out from the Jets. So we might see something more with Bryce Young as a quarterback. And I'm going to say this too: is that like their wide receiver core is young and very solid. So I personally think they don't need any more wide receivers. They should focus more on offensive line,
Yeah,
and
that should be their first round pick.
that should be the first round pick, some offensive lineman. But yeah, so the Panthers could be a sneak. I have a very weird feeling because I think Todd Bowles going to screw up the Buccaneers again. I have a weird feeling it might be a Panthers Saints top 2 in their division this year.
Yeah, and then for who knows if Kevin Stefanski can turn the Falcons around, we shall see.
Yeah. Shout out to the Saints who got Travis Etienne though, because they're not in the winners or losers.
Yeah, they just missed the cut.
Just missed a cut. So
Another loser.
Loser.
The Ravens.
Boo.
So they lost
No,
Tyler
this is-
Linderbaum. Wait, hold on. Let's start
Yeah.
with this. Tyler Linderbaum, Isaiah Likely are gone, and they lost their credibility.
They lost their credibility. No one's going to want to trade them anymore because they don't trust them. You kind of screwed yourselves up here at Ravens. And honestly,
If you want to trade up in the draft,
all
nope.
the people who aren't Ravens fans that were always high on the Ravens, I feel like a lot of them this year are not going to be as high on you just because you lost their respect.
And also,
So-
you lost your center, and probably your better tight end, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to the team who always is the team that normally beats you, Buffalo Bills, who got DJ Moore, a legitimate wide receiver one for Josh
Yeah.
Allen.
yeah, we talked about that before. So
Yes, we did.
all right,
But I'm saying again.
another winner, the Rams.
Woo!
They just rebuilt their secondary on the fly.
And
With the Chiefs secondary,
and the
which
rumors-
is actually a good thing.
yeah, and the rumors coming around is they're trying to get AJ
No,
Brown.
They were.
No, but
No. This was before the year began. Here's what happened. So
but it sounds like they're going after him again, possibly. Like
No.
they're no.
No.
I
this was before the league year, and what was happening was they wanted to offload Devontae Adams if they got AJ Brown to not have to pay him his roster bonus, basically.
interesting.
So
Devontae Adams, go back to the Raiders with Mendoza.
no, let's stay with the Rams. You're better off.
Oh, wait, I thought they were saying they were going to get rid of Devontae though.
No. If they were to trade for AJ Brown, he would have been involved in the trade.
Oh, so you would have gone to Eagles.
Yes.
Something's like that might actually be worse because Devontae Adams can still catch when you throw it to him, unlike AJ Brown, who's been dropping stuff.
I
Yeah,
mean-
why would they do that? Actually, keep Devontae over AJ Brown, in my opinion.
There you go.
So yeah, don't take him.
All right. So yeah, Rams are winners because they didn't trade for AJ Brown.
And they just made their
And-
secondary a whole lot stronger.
They did.
I think based off these moves that they made, they want to go all in for most likely the last year for Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
if Matt Stafford wins Super Bowl this year with the Rams, he'll definitely retire. I think because Peyton Manning was smart. He realized. I mean, Matthew Stafford was still playing well, but Peyton Manning realized he was losing his touch. He won a Super Bowl. I'm leaving.
No, he wasn't losing. He had lost it.
I don't think he had because he's still better than half the quarterbacks playing. So
It's debatable.
no, not debatable.
His backup is better than him that year.
No.
He actually was, but
Backups play well for a couple games, and they can't play well the whole
he
season.
played half the season.
He won a big assist in the playoff, like the entirety of the
Peyton Manning
season.
threw for negative yards in the game that year.
I know he did. So
I'm
that's
just
still-
saying. We're getting off topic. Seahawks are losers in free
Yes.
agency. The cost of winning a Super Bowl is
You
everybody
lost-
wants your players.
Yeah, and you lost your Super Bowl MVP.
Kenneth
Why
Walker.
did you let him go?
To the Chiefs!
Stupid.
Anyway,
At least the Broncos got Jalen Waddle, so that we're not as concerned of the Chiefs this year.
and he did pass his physical,
And the
so
Chiefs
don't have to worry
did
about that,
lose
Broncos.
their best secondary
Players.
players. So,
So,
Kenneth Walker. Even beyond that, Kenneth Walker. Why'd you go to them? Couldn't you just gotten someone else?
because the Chiefs
Why'd you
are
go to
the
Broncos?
Chiefs,
Broncos could have gone you and Jalen Waddle.
they
You know
would
how-
have. They're
you know how
going to
elite
use.
that would've
They're
been?
going to use him a lot.
I know they are because they got rid of Pacheco, who went to the Lions, which
Yep.
is good for the Lions. I think now they got rid of Montgomery, went to Texans, which I already
Yep,
talked
yep,
about.
that's a good deal. Good
But
deal.
at the same time, I don't want him taking away Jameer Gibbs' potential 30 touchdown season.
And then Kobe Bryant. There's Kobe with a C.
Yep.
Not the Kobe. Anyway,
Shout out,
went to the Bears.
R.I.P.
Woolen, like we said before, went to Philly, and Mafe, one of their pass rushers from last year, went to the Bengals. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong there.
Yeah. All I will say about the Seahawks is I can pretty confidently say they're not going back to Super Bowl this year because of all the players they lost. that
Yeah,
were key
and then
factors.
also you got the Rams. They have better corners this
They
year.
have corners, and I think Sam Darnold will definitely throw more picks if he tries to play him next year in the playoffs.
You already threw 6. In
That
2
was
games,
one.
so
I know. But yeah, and then
big winners.
the big winners. I mean, the last winner who can also is a concern for the Seahawks next year.
49ers. They got Mike Evans and Christian Kirk. They rebuilt their wide receiver core because Brandon Ayuk is gone, Juwan James is gone, who still isn't signed, by the way.
Yeah, and you still got Ricky Pearsall and George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey as offensive weapons.
Yep.
The only concern is because Mike Evans is injury prone. He's going to the most injury prone offense.
Electric Station.
They need to do something about that. If I'm Mike Evans, I'm saying, why don't we go practice at like the college practice facility or something?
Let's
Like,
go to back to the Coliseum, or
yeah.
actually, no, that's really far away.
Let's go somewhere else to practice and not at the substation. The 49ers need to do that. Now I know their GM said that we were gonna like look into that and such.
They already did.
I know they already did. I don't know if they're actually going somewhere else or not.
They're not.
They're not. Stupid. Really, people are really stupid, honestly.
Well, they would have to move their stadium.
I think it's different playing one game a week versus practicing there every day.
Okay.
So,
whatever you want to say.
Yeah, because look at other teams that play the 49ers. They don't get hurt in their stadium a lot. It's because they practice there every day, experiencing the substation every day. That takes an effect. So, my opinion.
Yeah. But they're just labeling it as a conspiracy theory now. So
I know.
And like we know, conspiracy theories, they're never true.
You know the difference between conspiracy theory and the truth? 10 years.
Whatever. Then also they re-signed Dre Greenlaw, who was released by the Broncos.
Yeah, and that's good because they need. I think he was
repair him with Fred Warner.
Fred Warner.
Yeah, the 49ers could be scary if they're healthy. Again,
if the biggest if, the biggest if.
All right, and then also they did re-sign their kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, because they finally found a kicker who can kick.
Yeah, consistently.
Yeah. So those are our biggest winners and losers. My biggest winner personally for all these teams is the.
I can go first if you want.
Go ahead.
I think I'm going to give it to the Steelers because they're making the right moves. If you're not gonna rebuild right now, like you want to give it one more shot with Aaron Rodgers, they're doing the right thing. They're making the right moves for what they can do.
Yep.
So, close seconds, Raiders.
Yeah, I was gonna say Raiders probably, or even the Panthers.
Yeah,
honestly.
the Panthers didn't do
actually no
as much, but
no, the 49ers are the biggest winners if everybody stays healthy. I'm gonna put it that way.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Which sucks.
What's the biggest loser?
Oh wait, I forgot. The Jaguars are also losers because we were going to say the Broncos were losers,
but then Waddle happened.
And then they got Jalen Waddle, so we had to scratch that off. Because the Jaguars also lost running back Achan. That's how you actually pronounce his name, apparently. Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's what Achan told us.
And then they lost Devin Lloyd, obviously, because he went to the Panthers.
And cornerback Greg Newsome.
So yeah, Jaguars also losers, but not as big as the others. There's a significant distance between them and the rest of the losers.
I think we could all agree the biggest losers were the Ravens.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm surprised he's not saying Eagles. Again, the Eagles probably wouldn't even be on here if it wasn't for me. So don't get mad at the Cowboys guy. Get mad at me.
Unbiased opinion here. And the Eagles were close third.
Okay.
Because you're not number 2 in anything either. You're not even going to be number 2 in the division this year.
Right. And so now that we're beyond that, we're going to talk about something that I want to talk about. And that's the new Titans jerseys and logo. Now, before I even give my full opinion, the first thing I want to say is I think their jerseys look nice.
Yes.
I love the jerseys. They look
very good.
Sweet, classic.
We're going to have to get you a new flag.
Yeah. Do I like how new logo looks? Absolutely not. I think it looks like a barbecue restaurant in Tennessee, little logo they put up there.
Well, the thing is that they couldn't go full Oilers on it. So.
No, I know. And also,
they should have made it look more
at
like
the same
a sword.
time, me personally, yes, they should have. That's what I wanted. That's what I thought they were going to try and do. But ultimately, the jerseys they had before were just more intimidating. They just seem more intimidating because the Titans with the flame and all that and the dark colors meant business.
I mean,
so
for me, jerseys are not necessarily a fear factor for me. I just think
that's because the Cowboys' blue pants they have look like a little toddler dress up PJs. That's why you can't.
We
say
don't
that.
wear those that often, but anyway.
No, but you guys always wear it. The white with the little the light blue.
Normally,
pants.
well,
that's what you normally wear.
I thought sometimes silver. I don't know.
No, it's blue.
I don't know.
It's always that very light blue, like baby
personally
blue.
don't care. I don't care.
I know. I like the Cowboys jerseys. I do. I like the Cowboys jerseys. But I do like the new jerseys. If I had to pick between the old and new, I am actually going to pick these only because I like the color scheme and such.
It's so iconic.
It's very iconic. So I like the new jerseys, but the symbol looks too simplistic, and it, like I said, looks like it came out of a barbecue grill restaurant in Tennessee. But yeah, so ultimately, it's a new story for the Titans. And I'm excited to see what they do this year with all the stuff they've been doing.
Yep. So speaking of, I want you to give since obviously we didn't list the Titans or the Cowboys as winners or losers. So I want you to give the Titans a letter grade for their free agency moves, not their head coach. Forget the head coach ever exists. Just the players.
I'll say B.
B.
We might look for a wide receiver in the draft. I know we got Wan'Dale Robinson, but I need someone more effective, probably as a wide receiver one. We're making a bunch of very quiet, smart moves on the defense. Like a lot of players who like nobody talks about, but realistically they're very good. And when you have a head coach like Robert Saleh, they will definitely play at their best. So I think they're doing a lot of sneaky moves that potentially could be like when the season starts, like, wow, all these players are doing great, and all the players doing great are the players that they signed. So they're a sneaky, really good free agency so far, but I have to see it first.
I'm not like all the way for the Cowboys, at least. Like for me,
If you give an A, I will smack your face.
It's like B, regular B at best. B minus probably is where I'm at.
Okay.
But the only reason
It's because it's also sneaky picks, sort of.
it's also sneaky picks
Because your new
they can
defense
all
coordinator.
fit well together in the scheme we're doing. Maybe I don't know personally how we're going to be running the defense. I know we're changing the defense a lot.
The big thing for me about Cowboys is they always make a lot of right moves. The big question is, when is Jerry Jones going to be gone?
Well, number one, that's actually not true. We don't normally make moves in free agency.
No, I'm saying
But-
more of like what your coaches want to do.
Well,
Works-
I think that
It's
they're
called Jerry
actually.
Jones
I
holds you
think they're
back.
actually doing that this year. They're letting our coaches pick their players right now, because a lot of these guys used to play with Christian Parker, our defensive coordinator.
Jerry Jones behind all of it still.
I know
not
he's
sitting
behind
back.
all of it, but I'm just saying that like it shows a little improvement for how he's, let's call it, behaving. It's improvement. It's not we're going to the Super Bowl or anything like that, but it's just a little refreshing. Let's call it that. It's not like anything like big. It's just like, thank goodness he's actually just not getting too much in the way now.
How do you know?
Because they're signing the players that Christian Parker has coached before and he wants to bring in for his scheme.
Maybe.
That's all I'm saying.
The big thing about Cowboys is nothing will surprise me till Jerry Jones is no longer running the Cowboys.
Nothing
Once-
will surprise you.
Nope.
What does that mean?
As in,
So you won't be surprised if we make the Super Bowl?
no, as in the fact that like they could play really well in the regular season, but nothing would surprise me unless they made it to like the NFC Championship. Anything else would not surprise me. They could go 14-2 or 14-3 now, and I still wouldn't think they're going to Super Bowl. I still would think they're not making it. So
I mean, that's fair.
now, if not saying I want it,
If he died
if
during
he
the
died
regular
during the
season.
regular season, maybe if they went 14-3, I mean, if they went 14-3, then I'd be like, okay, they're scary. But, and again, it's not like I want that. I'm just saying if, because he's old, if that happened, that would be, I would go from being like, Cowboys going to do nothing to Cowboys going to Super Bowl in over 1 week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go further into detail there.
I know you're not going to say anything, but
Anyway.
deep down, every Cowboys fan thinks that, though.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, we do.
See?
We do. We do. We do. But I'm not wishing death on you, Jerry Jones. So
No one wishes death upon anybody. Nobody does.
that's not true. But anyway, let us know what you think.
We shouldn't.
Shouldn't is the right word. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Let us know what your favorite team. Give us your letter grades for your favorite team for their free agency signings in the comments below. And yeah, next week we're gonna have some UFL coverage coming to you. We're gonna tell you about the UFL for those of you who don't know, and that'll be coming out like Tuesday, Wednesday, probably.
Whenever.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Just keep your eyes peeled.
And then we will have our predictions before opening game next Friday, March 27th. The game's at 8 p.m., I think, on Fox.
Yes.
Be sure to tune
And,
in
Yeah, I do want to say
because I want spring football to survive.
yes, and I want to say this real quick for people who don't know the UFL. If you haven't watched it, it is just a really cool, unique perspective on the game. And it's, we will find out more in the video, but that's a little tease. Is that, like, if you haven't watched it, you should, because honestly, you'll probably love it. And
There's a bunch of
realistically,
cool rules.
If the players were more talented, I would probably prefer that over the NFL.
Yeah, because the rules they
because
have
the
too.
rules are better. So.
And also they're way more open with how the referees just make the calls
Yes.
and stuff.
So, but we'll save all that for next week
Yes.
for you to learn.
Yeah, we
or
will
to
go.
see.
Yeah, we're gonna go over all the teams, and we're gonna talk about the special rules that are different, and then we'll have a predictions video after that. So yeah, be sure to like and follow like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you get notifications for when those videos come out next week, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. We'll see. We might incorporate some UFL shorts in the future. I don't know. We'll see how we do that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonios.
And this has been Dynamite Duo Sports.
I'll let you throw.
Yeah. Throwing in 3. I feel like the only way to actually make it look cool is if it hits the camera.
Wait. Did you pass the physical? Let me see a knee.
With this? Guy's stomach?
Nope. Send him back. I just
What
take
the
it.
heck?